Just breathe with me for a moment. Let's come into a space together, even though we may be miles apart or countries apart, states apart, neighborhoods apart, houses apart, rooms apart. When we come into the frequency, we are together. Let's just breathe in through the nose and out through the nose and just begin to feel the rhythm of our collective breath. Yesterday, I was reminded of a situation that I had when I first was diagnosed with cancer and I was in the hospital. I was actually in the hospital for 9 days, and the breath was taken away from me. I had 1,000 milliliters of fluid filling up my left lung every 3 days. And for a person who has taught the breath and has lived the breath and has, my entire being at that moment was the breath. And so I was in a deep state of grief and I was in a deep state of fear, because that was my way of connecting into consciousness. Yesterday I was given a message to remember that time, and I find it to be very poignant, because we can be in the consciousness, and the consciousness is the being. But how I ended up regaining my breath was through being. Now, that may sound a little circular, but when you can't take a deep breath in, and you're still alive, and that was questionable at the time, all I could do was to concentrate or focus, and those aren't even the right language. I don't even know if there's language to describe this. It's funny, I'm getting emotional. All I could do was just be. My hospital room became a cave. I did not allow television. The lights were off most of the time. And I just became aware of the rise and fall of my body and the rise and fall of my lungs. And I will be truthful with you, I can't even remember praying to God. I always believed in being in God, and the only thing I remember is saying the only way out of this is God. That was the prayer, I guess. That was the declaration, and that's where I stood. It is a point of awareness and consciousness, and we've been put in a collective cave together. That was the first thought of the day. And my guidance had asked to tell that story because we are all going to be at different stages of being able to breathe. Meditation, as we know it, is changing during this time, depending on the level of stress, fear, and quite frankly, the levels of what is in your home. I mean, some people are dealing with children 24 hours a day, no school. Let's sit down and contemplate. So there is a level of conscious being that we can just simply state, I choose to be in Source. I choose to live through this moment through Source. And then respect and love yourself enough to know that it doesn't necessarily mean getting on a church service, being in contemplation. And I teach. I'm about to offer some classes. I don't even know what they are yet. Spirit is guiding me. It's time again to start. But I am saying to you, you're in a life university. Your children are in life university. We are all going to our cave, and we're finding out things about ourselves. And this cave is the conscious collective darkness. And I'm not saying that from a point, we're all being planted. We're all being planted. We're going into the ground. Some of us, will be going back to the womb. There are comfortable, safe places that are dark and opaque. So, I teach the breath. Everything that I do will have a component of breathing in it. But understand that being in source is a lullaby of existence. For those of you who are in relationship with other people, the guidance is saying, exhale and know that our individuality by composition, by its very essence, the energetic essence. Like energy, like electricity flowing through the circuits to power on our lights and our equipment and things. Understand that different people in the same cave, physical cave, home, will be at different frequencies. So there is an allowance happening. There is a grand compassion opening. We're in this now for a couple of weeks, right? And we could be saying, this person's getting on my nerves, I don't understand that. Or we can be coming together, and some of that coming together is just understanding another person's essence. That they're in the same source, but they have an essence about them, and that they're learning and allowing and expanding and contracting. So we've been put into they're saying, look at this. For those of us who have time, space, there's an exercise I will do it this evening and put it into my feed, pouring love into humanity. You can do it just right now, just putting your hands up just like this, coming in to a quietness within you and just saying, I love you. I love you. I love you. And just pouring love into this cave of consciousness so somebody else who's in the cave can pick it up and soak it up, just exactly what they need. You know, what is flashing before me is, think about all the people that are taking care of us. All of those people who have been deemed essential. The medical profession, the nurses and the doctors. I had to go pick up my prescription. People are working in the pharmacy. Food people in the grocery stores. Think about all the layers of levels that we've put into our society. You know, I have a college degree, so I'm a this, or I've studied this, so I'm a that. And here we are down to the basics, right? Down to the basics. Food, toilet paper, bring some levity into this. And then if something, taking care of each other. I live in a complex this first time. I didn't know my neighbors. I've met a neighbor through this. So there's a collective consciousness that we're all in. And my guidance is imploring me, so I'm passing it on through you, to be kind. Think of things differently. I'm going to give you one example. Back in that time, what I just described about being in the hospital and just literally just coming into synchronization with my body. The first time I had thought about my body in a long time and couldn't breathe, so I had to just feel the lungs moving in and moving out. That's all I could do. And I've had a lot of learning in 3 years. It's undescribable how much learning, and I hope the change that I am as a person. It came through cancer. We would deem cancer a ugly, horrible, life-threatening disease. And it has brought me into the blessing of understanding Source in a very intimate and personal way. I could not have been even talking about this a couple of years ago. I couldn't get through it. I probably won't get through it today without crying, because it was such a deeply personal experience. I call the things that I've learned along this journey the learnings. And yesterday morning, my guide said, we would like you to change your language. We would like you to say, I've come into awareness. Because the learnings, even though it was like a divine acknowledgement of what I had gained and been blessed with, my guidance was saying that you were putting a level, a hierarchy into it. But as you allow yourself to come into an awareness, it is softer and it is kinder. There's kindness there. And it's not a God of personality and character saying you did this well or you did this well. The compassionate presence allows you to come into an awareness. And as we come into that awareness, we begin to see things through different eyes and hear things through different ears and speak things through a different tongue and feel things through a different heart. So as we journey through these times together, this moment together, it is a moment. It's not a permanent state. As we journey through these times together, do what you feel to do. No, oyokona na yeshkena. Allow yourself some time in the cave. I've had messages of Mercedes, I'm getting depressed. Be with the depression. It is showing you something. Then don't be with the depression, and that will show you something. No, now they're showing me children right now. Be with your children. Be with your children, not well, release the responsibility of the norms of yesterday and come into some awareness and kindness and softness and loving for this moment. Over and over and over and over and over again for the last 3 weeks, the guidance has been saying, yes, you are in a time of expansion and contraction, and we would say learning and awareness. Understand, though, that it is a loosening of the responsibilities. Anoniyoko na, they're showing me mortgages. It's so interesting because of the state of employment in this moment. There may be some issues and challenges with paying your mortgage. Money in general. What if we came into awareness that is happening? And to be in the cave of consciousness and allow it to just be there. You know, it has become a spiritual cliche that we would say, don't worry, release the fear. Those are part of the human experience. In this moment, however, there's a cave of consciousness, and you can, sorry, I knew it. You can present yourself to its door, and you can stay on the side of the shoulds and the woulds and all that old world responsibility, because that was yesterday. That was yesterday. And yes, things are real. There are things that are going to have to be put in place or figured out. That's the humane part of it. That's the human part of it. But as you stand in the cave, at the doorway of the cave of consciousness, I would ask you to step in. Step into that darkness. Step into that. Step into these times. Step into them. Step in. That's they just keep saying, step into these times. Step into this consciousness. Step into this awareness. Step into this kindness. Step into this softness. Step into this presence. So that you may leave the mindset of fixing. You may leave the mindset of worry. You may leave the mindset of depression. And come and rest. We're not even saying that the solution is there. We're saying that the rest and restoration and the regeneration and the rejuvenation is there. And as you come into this knowingness of this awareness, of the source of your understanding, however you may call its name, understanding that the darkness, as you close your eyes at night, is very important to come into that darkness, that rest place, that restoration place, with a heart of conscious awareness. I know not what to do, but I know. In this consciousness, I know. I release my unknowing into the knowing. I release my unknown. I release my worry and my fear, and I plant myself in this new ground. This is new ground. I plant myself in this new ground. I plant myself in this new ground, and I allow this darkness to nurture me and to feed me and to bring me into a safe place of cocooning, so that as the transformative energies of this time take place, no matter what it looks like for you in this moment, step in to the cave of consciousness. Step into the darkness. They are now showing me, oh no, yeshkena. In this country, the last number I heard was 8,000, I think, people have gone back into their spiritual essence. We give thanks for them. We give thanks for them because they are showing us a way. They have become our ancestors. So the grief is real. If you've lost somebody, I love you. But they're showing us a way. They will become our way showers. They will become our angels. They will become our consciousness. They will speak to you in your ear. You will know them in a different way. And they will light and show a way. So in this time of tremendous transition, as hard as I know it may be for you and your family and those who have loved you and protected you, mothers and fathers and friends and people who brought beauty into this world through art and music, people who serviced us through their profession, people who provided for us through their hearts, through their volunteer service. These are the souls that have transitioned. They are real, but they come into this cave of collective consciousness so that we all may be seated and energized and enriched by their releasing of the physical body. This is a new seeding into the collective consciousness. It is a new seeding of wisdom that is coming to us, that will be available to us through the consciousness. So as you go to rest at night, allow yourself to be released. Take a conscious step. Say, I am walking into the cave of consciousness. I am walking into this new energy. I am walking into becoming anew. I am allowing the energy of source to flow through me and merge with the source spark that is within me. I am allowing myself to understand my divine. I am allowing myself to see my children through the eyes of enlightenment and see the special gift that they are. This is a time, they're out of the system. They're out of the system. They're out of the collective mass thinking. And this is a time when we can truly nurture our children to come into their gifts, their essence, and realize spiritual humanity. Realize spiritual humanity. This is the cave of consciousness. We are allowed to be, not to be doing something, to be becoming. This is a time to just be the becoming. Yes, meditation is good. Yes, prayer is good. Yes, lighting candles are good. Yes, cleansing your house with sage is good. Yes, Anoni Ieshkena, putting your hands into nature is good. Yes, 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 yes. Do the things that are going to enrich you, to connect you, to spiritualize you, to bring you into an awareness and a consciousness of the true essence of who we are as spiritual, energized beings living in this existence right here and right now. And this existence right here and right now is not something that we have manufactured. We don't have to put on our suits and put on our costume and go and earn the money, earn the space, earn the label, the title, the respect, all of these things that are in our human everyday living. This is a time where we can be in our spiritual essence and come forward being our spiritualized human, We are being spiritualized. This is a spiritualization of humanity. Come and step to the door and then walk through it. Be in the cave. Don't be afraid of the darkness. Don't be afraid of what is in front of you. Don't be afraid of what you're experiencing. The final thing for me is I have been very Anoni yoko eke now. I have been very, I don't know how to put it. Money has not always been present during these last 3 years. I'll put it that way. And I learned to release the struggle of that. And then the awareness that I came into just 2 weeks ago, somebody who loves me and I love very deeply, offered to take me to the grocery store, and I had come into some money and my vitamins were low, and so I stocked up. I mean, I was stocking up vitamins. It was a full cart full of food. And my guidance has said to me, Mercedes, I want you to think of money like it's a sack of potatoes. You have given money value. It's good. Lack of having money is good. Not having money is not so good. I've come and I've grown through that. But the next step they said for me was, it's a sack of potatoes. When the money is offered to you today, I want you to accept it. Accept it and give it no value. This lady is handing you her potatoes. She's got money. She's got a sack of potatoes. My mother used to say, I got the potatoes, single mother of 3, another mother, single mother of 2. I got the potatoes, she's got the meat. They put it together and fed 5 mouths. Okay? That's how this was. Money has no value. It is just an essence. It is just present. It's a rate of exchange. So as I pulled my card up, the lady said $233. And the lady said, I got that. I got that. Her buying my groceries that day, that's why on my website I say buy me a bag of groceries. It's very personal. She bought me my cart, $233, my vitamins, my sustenance, my sustainability, my safety. Vitamins are very important for me right now. I don't consider them to be an option. She bought that, and I was then able to buy my Zoom service, which will allow me to continue to talk and teach. So, let's just take a breath and exhale. I give thanks. I give thanks to everyone who is caring for us as a society, as a family. I give thanks for those who have brought forth children into this world and who are somehow maneuvering through these days. I give thanks for grace and generosity. I give grace for the glory of coming into God. I give grace for the 5 senses so that we may see the subtle frequencies of the divine working, because the noise of our everyday living has just been reduced. And so now we can see the divine in action. We can see the roses blooming. We can hear and talk. I don't know why, but children are on me. I can hear and talk to our children in a different way. Pay attention. Be attuned. Not just paying attention, but be attuned into my fellow human being. I give thanks for the earth that nurtures our soil. I give thanks for the darkness that provides us rest. I give thanks for the nighttime as well as the day. I give thanks for the moon and the softness of her rising. And I give thanks for the energy of the sun as the new day dawns and we know that heat and that warmth is the fire in our bellies. That's fire, that external God spark. When I look at the sun and feel the sun on my body, the rays heating up my very divine essence all the way to my bones, I know that that is the divine God, the divine source in action. Come into the cave. Come into the cave and know that wherever you are, if you are afraid, it's okay. If you're scared, it's okay. If the money is running low, it's okay. If you're if you're ill, I'm sorry to say it, but it's okay. Because as we watch you go through your journey, you are teaching us and providing us a way to know, to handle, to understand, to be the grace of life. The grace of life is in the consciousness. The grace of life is in everything that we do. The grace of life is the transitioning of life into a new eternal life. Step into the cave. You're at the doorstep. You're at the doorstep. You're at the doorstep. No breathing. No exercise. Just be. Just feel yourself. Feel the very essence of who you are. And understand that this moment is a divine moment in consciousness. I give thanks for your presence. I give thanks for your attention. May you know the divine intimately. Namaste. I'll see you soon.